Because a while back I was watching an interview with J.K. Rowling, the writer of Harry Potter, and she was being asked about how she dealt and handles with pressure that especially came at the beginning of her successful authorship career. And then she said how she really struggled with it and she didn't know how to really deal with the pressure, and so she would normally deny it and kind of play it down. And I found that quite interesting, because I found that probably a bit helpful actually, because sometimes it's important to not allow yourself to be overwhelmed by the pressure of knowing that the whole world is dependent on you. And so I want to share with you just 3 things that can help you to deal with pressure. Because the challenge for us is that you might not have the schedule of a celebrity, or say J.K. Rowling for instance, but even in the day-to-day, you may have started a business and you're in full-time work and you've got a young child and you've got a family that you're looking after, and it's stressful, and you might not necessarily be a famous singer who is performing in very pressurized moments, or you're a professional footballer and you're dealing with the pressure of knowing that you may have not even won the Premier League for like 29 years, and so when you kick a football you're struggling to perform like how you normally perform. But you see, the challenge is there. The first thing that I encourage you to do is to spend time with yourself. To spend time unwinding and making sure that, man, your life is not for every single person. You need to look after yourself. You need to have moments where you can just relax and you can just be yourself. This is so essential for your own well-being. But I would also balance that out with also sharing your challenges, your problems with others. Because when you are able to have the right people around you, you know that you're not carrying all the weight by yourself. See, even for myself, I get stressed when I keep everything inside. I can't afford to. And I know for many people as well, it's important for you to be able to have others that you can unload to and you can share your issues and your challenges with. The second sort of thing that I recommend is to practice under pressure. Nothing beats it. You can't get away from it. There are moments that are just going to be really demanding. Maybe you have a young child, and as a result, like, you're waking up at 9, you're having to go into work so in the morning, and it's just that all so difficult. Sometimes you go through these seasons. It's important to gain the experience so that when a next stage happens where you face even greater pressure, you're able to handle it better. Nothing beats practicing under pressure. It's so essential for you to put yourself in as much positions where you are able to actually practice and do the thing. Because sometimes people are exceptionally good when there ain't a lot of people around, or when you're not in the pressurized moment. But as soon as you know all eyes on you, as soon as you're in a situation where it really counts, pressure kicks in and you're doing things that you would normally not do. So it's just essential to practice under pressure. Maybe the final thing I'll leave with you is to just find out what works for you. See, one thing that I really liked about J.K. Rowling, especially even before she became really successful, or even when she was becoming successful, as she was writing her books, rather than maybe staying in a very quiet room and doing it, she would normally go into cafes and very public places and write. And for many people that's a bit odd, but you just need to find out what works for you, because how I deal with pressure might be different to what works for you when you're under pressure or when you're in pressurized moments. So try different things and find out what works best for you. It's so essential to always tailor things to yourself and to your own needs, because we're all different in many ways. The way we respond to pressure is different. The way we are receptive to different things that will help us in pressurized moments is also different. So it's so essential to spend time with others as well as spend time with yourself. It's also key to practice under pressure, and most importantly, Find out what works best for you. Whether it's in cafes, public places, or in a quiet room, find out what works best for you and try them out. This is CG1, and you have the seed of greatness.